Deliveroo! Deliveroo is a fun experience. Said nobody. So why am I doing Deliveroo? Well, for anyone that knows me, you know that I do all right in terms of what I do for a job, in terms of what I do with my life, etc., etc. I do okay. So why would I be doing Deliveroo? Well, two reasons. Number one, because I always use Deliveroo and I wanted to see what it's like from the other side, from actually going and doing the delivery. Number two, it's a revelation to get paid to exercise, right? So I pay $27.99 a month to go to the gym. If I do Deliveroo for an hour every once in a while, I can make up to £20 for a 2-hour session in any given time. So I can make more money than I would be paying for the gym, for example. So it's a good way to lose weight through cycling and activity, but also to earn a little bit of extra cash. So that's why I'm doing Deliveroo. And this video is all about my experience, what it's like actually doing Deliveroo, and the little quirks and respect that I now have for Deliveroo drivers all over the UK. Because it's a tough job. Tough job. Very, very tough. I'm going to take this off. Very tough. So Deliveroo is very tough. In fact, actually, I better take this jacket off. Be careful of the microphone. I'll just unclip that there. So the first thing I want to talk about actually is this fantastic clothing that you get with Deliveroo. So you get not only, and this microphone is going to be annoying, so just give me a minute. Give me a minute. It's quite handy, isn't it? Not only do you get a nice waterproof jacket that I've just taken off, because it's bloody hot in here, but you also get a sort of fleecy insulated thing to keep you nice and warm, and underneath that you get a Deliveroo t-shirt. So really nice free goodies that come with being a Deliveroo driver. So it is quite nice to get stuff like that, especially so good quality. I didn't expect it to be this good. So that's the first thing that's really nice about doing Deliveroo. The freebies. The second thing that's not so nice is where I live. And that is because it's on the hills, basically. So you spend the entire shift of your delivery going up a hill and down a hill and up a hill and down a hill. And for anyone that's ever cycled up a hill, you know exactly what I'm talking about, how difficult it is to cycle up a hill. It's a nightmare. And the hill I'm talking about in question is literally like this. You know, it's a proper hill. And it happens to be in the centre of the city. Absolute nightmare. For people. The other great thing about it is you get this really nice insulated proper delivery bag, which is very good for collecting people's food and dropping it off them. So they're the first good things about Deliveroo. The second thing is you know, it is exactly what you'd expect. So it is, you know, the pay isn't amazing, it's okay. The going and doing deliveries and stuff, it's exactly as you'd expect it to be, Deliveroo. That's the best way to describe it. It's exactly as you'd expect it to be. So for me, I'm very lucky because I'm just doing it for a bit of exercise, right? And a way to make money whilst exercising is one of the main reasons why I'm doing Deliveroo, and because of my curiosity around how the process works. But if you're doing it full time, you've got to put a shift in. You've got to put long hours in order to make anything like a normal job, even a part-time job or a retail job or something like that, if that makes sense. So it's quite tough, and that's where I begin to really understand and appreciate people that do this full time, because you know it's a really tough gig for people, if that makes sense, and that's really kind of opened my eyes into how tough it is for people that do this sort of thing. That's the first thing. The second thing is all to do about standards. So what do I mean about standards? Well, pretty simply, there aren't any. Right? And I've actually been quite appalled with how some of the restaurants treat Deliveroo drivers. I'll give an example. I won't say brand names because I don't want anything bad to happen from this. But I will say examples that can make it's pretty simple to work it out, basically, right? I went to a really popular cheeky chicken restaurant, right? That's very popular in the UK. And I walked through the door of the restaurant, And the staff member said to me, "Oh, sorry, you're not allowed to come into the store. We have customers in the store, so you have to go and stand outside, and someone will come and talk to you in a second." And obviously, like, it's just one of those experiences. I was like, I felt like I was a second-class citizen. You know, I'm here to make you money. This particular chicken restaurant, I'm here to deliver somebody's order they've paid you for. So I'm here. I'm part of your process. If you didn't have me, you'd make less money, right? And it just felt a bit sort of like that was a problem. There's another restaurant, very popular, very similar to the cheeky chicken restaurant, but with cow-based products and potato chips. Yeah, that are cooked in a specific oil that's from a nut. Anyway, you can probably guess who it is. They specifically say on the app, it says, "Oh, we do let riders use the toilets, but you're not allowed to sit in the store or come into the store or anything." And it just made me think, like, what kind of a world do we live in where even the Deliveroo has to explicitly state, like, "Oh, you can use the toilets at this restaurant." We're making the restaurants money, right? And it just kind of makes you feel so sorry for the people that do it full time and they're kind of treated like second class citizens. Now that's only my experience. So obviously I don't know what everyone's experience is, but it doesn't feel great. It didn't feel great. In fact, there's many restaurants I've been to in the city that I am in, and they don't treat you very well. They really don't treat you very well from a restaurant perspective. They're kind of like, "Oh, get out of the way," sort of thing. And it just makes me feel a bit sort of sorry for the people that are doing this as their career. And it's kind of almost wrong because we're making the restaurants money. If they didn't have us, they wouldn't make as much money, especially during lockdowns, especially now things have changed since COVID and things on those sort of lines. So it's really something to think about. Quite something that's quite sad, really, for a lot of people that have done this. So that's one other thing that I've experienced from that perspective. That's standards, which there really aren't any, and some of the restaurants are really quite horrible to their drivers that are actually helping them make money. I just don't get it, to be honest with you. So that's something to bear in mind with a lot of people. And the other thing to remember is that is the people that you're delivering stuff to. Now that's a whole other story. It really is a whole other picture. See, the thing is, right, the other thing about Deliveroo that nobody really thinks about is the people. And what do I mean by that? The people that are receiving the orders, right? So first of all, they're very rude a lot of the time. They don't really say thank you, please, or anything, or anything along those sort of lines. And I will say it's only a few cases. I'd probably say about maybe 40% of all deliveries I've done have been encountered by rude people, basically, that don't really appreciate the fact that you've delivered their order for them. And they're just not very nice. And also they're quite sort of they like things done their own specific way. So for example, I went to a block of flats and pressed the buzzer. And I don't know about you guys, but I live in a block of flats and I always go downstairs to get the delivery. I'm not sure why I do that, but it's because I'm quite high up in my block of flats. So I'm like, I'll go and meet them. I won't go and do that. But no, she was adamant that I had to go and take it to her doorstep at the top. And she was really quite shitty with me. For kind of just pressing the buzzer. She was like, "Why don't you just come in and go to the top?" And I was like, "Wow, okay." And I went all the way up there. It was 4 floors up, so 4 flights of stairs, which is good for the body. Like, I'm doing this for exercise, so I'm thinking this is great, right? But at the same time, I'm thinking again of those people that do this full time. And anything like that can waste time and you make less money. And that leads on to the other piece of this puzzle, which is the finances, the financial picture. And to be honest with you, it's bleak. It's not a brilliant experience, and I think you can make a lot of money if you are really relentless. Like you're doing it like 10 hours a day, and that's where you can make good money from it, like a sort of national living wage from it. But anything like that, I mean, I did 3 hours the other day, 3 hours at the weekend, and you get carried away with it as well. Like for example, you just click it gives you an order after you've done an order, so you just keep going basically, and essentially. My point about this is that you get stuck into a game almost. You're like, "Oh yeah, I'll go do the next one. I'll go do the next one." But 3 hours had passed, and I looked at my earnings, and I only made £19 in 3 hours. So if you work that out, do the maths, it's about £6.70 per hour, which, when you think about it, is dreadful. The minimum wage here in the UK. At the moment, and it might have gone up since then, but it's £8.10 or something like that now. It's actually gone up massively since then. In fact, right now it's more £8 50 something, and actually it's going up to £9.50 in April 2022 in the UK. So even worse, and it's bad that I didn't know that, so my apologies. Thinking about that is less than the minimum wage for what you'd normally get for people that ride a bicycle anyway. I think people on mopeds get more deliveries and are able to get a bit further out there, if that makes sense, or people that drive with different companies. But you know, on the bike, it's a real challenge. So whenever you have a Deliveroo order and somebody's on a bike and they're coming to give you their order, just kind of appreciate them, right? Just be like, you know what, now that I've watched Sam's video, I understand how hard it is for these people to actually do a job on the daily basis for Deliveroo or for these other companies, and just kind of appreciate them a bit more. I mean, I've had it before where, you know, I'll have a Deliveroo driver that may not have the best English, gets lost, I'm trying to speak to them on the phone, they call me and I'm talking to them on the phone like, oh, you go left here, go right there, to be able to direct them to my place. And that's a bit of a frustrating experience for the customer. But when you think about, now that I've gone through this process and I'm thinking about the other side, it's quite shocking and appalling what these people have to go through. And I'm just very appreciative now for people that are delivering my order, because I'm the lazy prick that's ordering a burger on Deliveroo rather than going and picking it up. So, you know, I should be thankful to the drivers that go in and get it for me, because if I wasn't so lazy, I'd get out there and go and get it myself, wouldn't I? So look, really short video, just kind of talking about my experience as the Deliveroo rider. I'm actually enjoying it. It's good for exercise. I'm getting paid to exercise. I like that sort of stuff. I like making money. I like getting cash, if that makes sense. And you know, it's helping me lose weight and become fitter. So I'm happy to continue doing it. But my point is that, you know, just a bit of respect and a bit of appreciation for those drivers that deliver your burger when you're lazy and hungover on a Sunday morning. Or you're a really rich person that just gets everything delivered. I've seen the same person 7 or 8 times in the span of like 2-3 days, and I start thinking they must have money. You know, like there's a certain level, because everything on Deliveroo is more expensive than it is in the shops and stuff like that. So yeah. Well, look, thanks for watching. I hope you appreciate Deliveroo drivers in the future, and you know, there's a respect there that just needs to be given to these people, because it's such a hard job, especially the cyclists. Bloody hell, the cyclists deserve a medal for what they put up with. Thanks very much. Catch you later and see you in the next video, if there is one at some point. I kind of do them at different times. I kind of do them on different subjects and different topics. Who knows? See you later.